What's up everyone, Wizardken here with another World of Tanks Xbox 360 video. Now you're probably wondering, why am I looking at a MS-1 Tier 1 Russian tank or Soviet tank? Well, I'll explain. The other day I got a comment and someone had said, hey, do you have any videos for beginners? And I realized at that moment I jumped straight into this game without actually doing any beginner videos at all. So what I'm going to do is, while I do other videos for you experienced guys, I will be doing some, a couple of really, simple tutorials just for you beginner guys. They're not going to be very long, and they're not going to be, there's not going to be a lot of them. I'm just going to give you the basics of basics, and then the other videos I've already put out with some of the tier 4s and 5s on up. You guys can go back and watch those and learn a little bit more, but this will get you at least on your way and getting into World of Tanks. Now, first of all, you're going to be starting out with 4 different tanks, and they're going to be from all the different countries. As a new country gets added into the World of Tanks 360, you will get a light tank to start you out with those tanks. You're going to be looking at this screen and you're going to be like, okay, what does all this stuff mean? We're going to start out with the main screen and just walk you guys through it. This is called the garage screen. This is where you get to look at all your tanks. If you look at the top left corner, the garage is highlighted. Underneath that, you see like this Wall Street kind of banner going across, or news banner going across, and that'll tell you and talk to you about your last battle that you did. If you head over to the right side of the screen, you can see my name, Wizardken. You can see this gold looking thing and then a number next to it. That's how much gold I have. We'll explain that in another time or another video. Next to that is your silver. The silver is what you gain as income after each battle, or lose after each battle, depending on how you did. The golden star is considered free experience points, research points that allow you to what it means by free XP means you can use this on any tank. Every tank has their own experience points. If you look right underneath that gold star, there's where it says MS-1 in big letters. Right underneath that, there is a star. There's a silver star and a 0. That is the actual experience points on the tank. Experience points allow you to upgrade your tank throughout its process to get to the next tier tank. Right now we have 0 on it, but if I wanted to, if I went into to upgrade this tank, I could use free experience, that gold experience, on this tank, because free experience allows you to be used on any tank at all, any of them that you have, and we'll get into all that stuff later on. Back looking at the top left corner, you have garage, tank stats, store, and news, and we'll get into that in just a few seconds. At the bottom, you can see it's showing you all your tanks in the very left hand corner, right where it says all vehicles. Right underneath there's like a little time glass, or like little clock looking thing there, and you could go down this list by pressing your down on your D-pad or down on your controller, on your joystick, or thumb pad. You can go through and it'll just categorize what you have and what you don't, kind of thing. That's all this really does. It just categorizes them differently. I keep it on the top one, just so I can have all my tanks looking at me and stuff like that. Now, just to the right of that, you can see a training mission. I highly suggest you go into the training mission, just at least to get your familiarization of the movement of the tanks and this and that. So, anyways, let's talk about this tank a little bit, so we don't go too far off course from the garage. In the garage, like I said, you're going to be able to look at your tank and different things like that. This is where you're going to be able to upgrade your tank and stuff. I might do a battle version of a video just to show you guys basically what you need to do, what you don't need to do. But the training scenario kind of gives you a explanation of what to do. The rest of it's kind of like trial and error, especially on these first couple of tiers, because there's no real, hey, you can't hit this guy in this part of his tank, but you can hit him over here. It's not as advanced as the higher tiers. It allows, this is just for you to get into the game and have some fun and stuff like that. But anyways, let's talk about this tank. We're going to talk about the different things we say on a tank, or you know, like upper plate, lower plate, the, you know, different definitions that I use. So looking at the front of this tank, at the very top that looks like a little hat or mushroom, that is considered like the hatch, or I believe it's the hatch on this one. Yeah. The hatch is considered what the guys get in and out of the vehicle by, the driver and stuff like that. The next part underneath that actually is holding the gun is considered the turret. That is the turret allows you to swivel your gun around left or right, all the way around, to be able to shoot anybody all around. And then you've got your hull, which is holding the turret, and the hatch on top of it. It's your actual main body. It's basically like the full body of a car. Your main part of the car. That holds everything together. And then you have your tracks. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for this. Now, what I meant by upper plate, the upper plate is the, if you can look real quick, right in the middle of the tank, between the two tracks, there's a slanted armor that goes all the way up, and then it looks like it goes, you know, it hits like a 90 degrees, and then there's the turret. Okay, the upper plate is that slanted armor that's like at a 30 degrees, that's, you know, basically connected to the two turrets. That's called the upper plate. The upper plate is mostly your protector, especially on those higher tier tanks. It's where most of your armor is, and also it's an angled armor, which allows you to ricochet, which means allows the bullet to smack off your armor or your tank and not damage you. And then you can see right underneath the upper plate there is like a little hatch, or not a hatch, but a little what is that, a U-bolt, I believe it is, that allows you to, you know, pull somebody out of the mud if they get stuck. That's going to be considered down there like your lower plate. That's one of your weakest spots in your tank, and you want to try to protect that as much as possible. Your tracks, of course, are on the sides. Now, when you're in a battle, these things do get tracked, which means a part of them gets blown off, and your crewmen have to repair it, or you can use a repair kit to repair it instantly. Your back end, which is pretty much one of your other weakest parts of your tank, so you never want to give anybody your back end. And that's pretty much it for explaining the parts of the tank and stuff like that. Now, when we get into battle on one of these videos, I'll explain a lot more. So this is a lot to take in, and that's why I'm going to do multiple videos and stuff like that. Now, you're going to hit, at the bottom of your screen, you can see hit A for battle, B for dismissing platoon, which I'm in a platoon because I was playing with Bubba and Roy. Open up details. Details basically just gives you a little bit of what's inside the tank, like what type of engine it has, what type of a weapon it has, the tracks, the turret, which is the MS-1 mod. This is all on the left hand side where it says modules. Consumables, we don't have any on yet. Equipment, we don't have anything on yet. And ammunition, the different types of ammunition you can buy for this tank. All of them do different things. There's standard shells, there's heat shells, and then there's armor piercing shells, which are like the gold rounds, which we'll get into that a little later on. On the right side, you can see it shows the hit points, basically like we were showing. This thing shows like the hit points, attack, how much damage you could do, armor, speed, so on and so on. The crew, how much, the crew bar means like how much experience they have at the moment and stuff like that. But that's pretty much all this does. It just gives you a little bit of a you know, a little bit of a picture of what the tank has in it. Now, upgrades. That's what we're going to go into right now. And we're going to talk about packages. Packages is where you basically upgrade your tank. It's like leveling up in leveling up a hero or something like that, or trying to boost up your car or something. Right now, this is just the vanilla tank that has nothing special on it. Now, watch where I go from this package to the next package. You can see there's a huge difference in the spotting, which is on the right hand corner. You can see the MS-1, and underneath there is all the different things that will be upgraded as you go up. This thing upgrades the actually I should just select this package. This thing will upgrade the spotting range and a little bit more speed, and that's about it on this first package. Now, right now, you're looking at this screen and you're seeing, well, I don't see these little orange boxes at the bottom. I am looking and I see green boxes. Green boxes are the experience. Unfortunately, I already have this tank unlocked. I pretty much have all the tanks on the tier 1 unlocked in their packages. But right now, you can see this is how much experience points it's going to cost. It's the silver star underneath the AT-1's name. And it's 110 to unlock it. That's what you're going to see here, is little green boxes that tell you how much to unlock these packages and stuff like that. You could use free experience, or you can use the tanks experience, or you can use a combination of both to be able to unlock these tanks or their equipment too. Anyways, and as you can see, as I go up, I'm gaining different things. Like on this last one, I gained a whole bunch of damage, and spotting range is up all the way, and a little bit of speed and this and that. And that's the one I'm going to run off of. Once you unlock a package, there's going to be this orange box, and this is just how much it's going to cost, how much silver it's going to cost you to unlock your tank and stuff like that. I know this is a lot to take in, guys, especially for just starting out. To be honest with you, all these packages stuff, don't even worry about it until you actually, play with the tank a little bit. I'm just trying to explain it a little bit, and it's really hard to do that properly for someone that's just starting out, okay? If you guys ever have questions about things, just send me a comment on my Xbox Live account, and I'll get back to you that way too, because you guys can explain a little bit more what you're having problem with too. I'm just trying to go over the basics that I can. My name is Wizardken, my gamer tag is, and you can put that in Xbox Live and message me that way. So anyways, going back, so now we've bought our package. As you can see, looking at our tank, we have a different turret on there and a different barrel. That's usually the only thing that changes. None of the hull actually changes, just the turrets and barrels and stuff like that and the way they look. As you can see, we've got a lot longer barrel on here, and we can actually do a little bit of damage on this thing. Now let's go down to crew. You really don't need to worry about. Crewman is something that happens for tier 4s on up that you need to start worrying about then. Right now, we don't need to worry about them. Basically, the crewmen allow your tank to improve itself. Just like a package does improves the tank, the crewmen actually run the tank a lot better, allows you to be more accurate, allows repairs to go quicker, and stuff like that, just like a crew would have to be in a real tank. Now, consumables. This is the consumable page. Consumable is where you buy your ammunition, which this box right here says auto resupply. You always want to have that checked. Also, underneath your supplies, you want to always have that checked. That's just because you don't want to go into a battle and not have any ammunition. Now, we were talking about these armor-piercing rounds are your standard rounds. Armor-piercing round composites. They're all going to be named differently, but these are considered gold rounds. They're a lot more expensive, and mostly what they do is just add more penetration into a tank. Penetration is the amount of your round can do to enter a tank. Like, say this tank's armor is 15, or we'll just say the armor is 72. Okay, in the front, the upper plate is 72. And as you can see, the standard round will not enter that tank because the penetration is only up to 64. So that other tank has a 72 armor. This round will just ricochet off of the armor of the other tank. So you could buy gold rounds that'll allow you to penetrate that armor. It'll allow you to enter the armor and actually do some damage. These do cost gold. You can also convert the gold cost to silver by hitting Y. Now you can see there's a huge difference in prices. This one costs 14. This one costs 800. So you need to be very careful with how many rounds you put into there. If I highly suggest not even worrying about this until you get to higher tiers. Then you got high explosive rounds. Now these do a lot more damage in the sense of, you know, actually when they damage a tank, but the penetration is severely lowered. You can see it only does 17 to 29 penetration, so these are more like an arty round that does like splash damage kind of thing. For you guys right now, I would just highly stay with armor piercing rounds, and that's it. Now supplies. These supplies, what they do is, don't worry about these top ones. These top ones are for gold and stuff like that. Supplies allow you to do different things in your tank when you're out in the battlefield. Like, you're allowed up to 3 supplies. Like this one, Lend Lease Oil. It gives you, you know, 5% more engine power, which means you can go a little bit quicker in the battlefield. The ones you really need to worry about are these ones right here. Small repair kit, small first aid kit, and small fire extinguisher. Small repair kit allows you to fix any module that's damaged, which means if you get shot and your tracks fall off, you can repair it instantly. If they shoot out your gun is damaged, you're no longer allowed to fire yet, and you can repair that quickly. This only thing this does is just allows the repairing to go quicker. Your tank will repair itself slowly, but this allows it to be instantly, especially if you're in a firefight and you need to get out of there or you need to continue to be able to fight. This will allow you to do that. Now, this first aid kit, this is for your crew. If your crew gets injured, you lose pretty much 50%. I think it's 50% of whatever that you're able to do, or 75%. I think something like that. I can't remember. Anyways, if your gunner dies, basically this allows him to come back to life, because if you don't have a gunner on there, you will see a significant decrease in accuracy and stuff like that. So you want to keep your men alive as much as possible. So this comes in handy a lot. Manual fire extinguishers. Your tank will catch on fire if it's shot in certain spots, like in the gas tank, the engine, stuff like that. It will catch on fire and you will blow up very quickly. Now this fire extinguisher allows you to take those fires out, because the fire, if allowed to burn, will take a certain amount of damage out of you. It'll be like 10 damage every couple seconds, something like that. And you want to be able to put it out quickly. So right now what we're going to do is buy some of these equipment. Now you don't have to buy these, especially on a tier 1, but it's good to get used to playing with them. It does cost you about 3,000 each time. Every time that's used, you'll have to rebuy another one, which that's why we had the auto supply on. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just the first of many videos that we will be doing. Anyways, I'm Wizardken. Until next time, see ya.